Rain hammered the broken streetlights as if the sky itself was angry. I was late picking up my 7-year-old daughter, Noor, from her cousin's house and had taken the shortcut behind the old market. The road was empty until I saw a small figure standing alone, drenched, her backpack slipping off her tiny shoulders. Noor never looked afraid, but that night her eyes were wide, fixed on something behind her. "Daddy, please," she choked out, grabbing my hand with trembling fingers. "Please help her." Before I could ask who she meant, I heard muffled whimpers. Behind the dumpster, 2 grown men cornering a girl in a torn school uniform. She looked around 15, her arms wrapped around herself, trying to make herself smaller. One of the men grabbed her wrist, laughing under his breath. Something snapped inside me. I didn't think. I moved, let her go. The men turned, surprised to see someone else on this dark, forgotten stretch of road. "Mind your business," one growled, stepping closer. But Noor's grip tightened on my shirt, and the girl's silent plea tightened around my heart. I couldn't walk away. Not with my daughter watching. Not when that girl looked like she had no one else. The first man swung at me. His fist grazed my jaw, but adrenaline surged through my veins, blocking out the sting. I countered, grabbing his arm and driving my elbow into his ribs. He collapsed, wheezing. The second lunged, pulling a knife from his boot. Noor screamed my name. I sidestepped, grabbed his wrist, and slammed it against the metal dumpster. The knife clattered to the ground. Before he could recover, I kicked his legs out from under him. They scrambled away, cursing, disappearing into the shadows they belonged to. Then everything fell quiet. The girl slid down the wall, sobbing into her knees. Her hands were scratched, her uniform ripped, her cheeks swollen as if she had been slapped earlier. Noor rushed to her, placing a gentle hand on her back despite shivering in the cold rain. "My dad saved you," she whispered, as if trying to comfort her like a friend. I knelt beside them. "You're safe now. What's your name?" "Maywish," she whispered shakily. I tried to run. They followed me. I didn't know where else to go. "Where's your home?" I asked. She shook her head. "Please, don't send me back. They won't believe me. They never do." Her voice broke the way a child's voice shouldn't. I didn't know exactly what she meant. But I knew abandonment when I heard it. And fear. The kind that carved itself into someone's bones. So I made a decision I knew could complicate my life, my routine, everything. But how could I not? She needed safety for one night, at least one night. "Come with us," I said, her eyes widened. "Really?" Noor nodded before I could answer. "Daddy won't let anything happen to you." I carried Maywish to our small apartment. Wrapped her in a warm blanket. Made tea for her shaking hands. As she slowly opened up, I learned she had been living in a hostel funded by a wealthy corporation. Her guardian never paid attention to her, and she often walked home alone because no one came for her. That night, she simply took the wrong turn. Noor fell asleep next to her, holding her hand tightly as if afraid she'd disappear, and for the first time in a long time, I felt the quiet ache in my chest ease, the ache of being a single father trying too hard to keep life together. I thought everything would go back to normal the next day. I was wrong. The moment I stepped outside with Maywish and Noor, a black luxury car pulled up in front of my building. The door opened, and a tall man in an expensive suit stepped out, scanning the area with eyes sharp enough to cut steel. I'd seen him once, on billboards, newspapers, everywhere, the CEO of Alam Industries, and he was walking straight toward us. Chapter 2. The CEO stopped only a few steps away, his polished shoes splashing in the morning puddles. His eyes weren't cold, just desperately searching. They landed on Maywish, and I saw his breath catch. Relief washed over his face so fast it stunned me. "Maywish," he whispered, voice cracking. "Thank God." She froze, startled. "Sir." He stepped forward but didn't touch her, as if afraid she'd vanish if he moved too fast. "I've been looking for you all night. Your hostel said you never came back." I thought. He cut himself off, swallowing hard. Maywish's eyes widened, confusion flickering. "You were looking for me?" He nodded. "Of course I was." I exchanged a glance with her. Everything she told me last night suggested she had no one searching for her. That she was alone. Unimportant. "Forgotten, sir," I said carefully. "She told me no one would believe her if something happened." His jaw clenched. "That's because she doesn't know the truth." She wasn't just another girl in our sponsored hostel. She's been under my personal care since her mother, he paused, pain flickering deep in his eyes. Since her mother passed away. I promised I'd protect her. But she never lets my staff get close. I think she didn't know she mattered. Maywish's lips trembled. She hugged herself. No one ever tells me anything. They just send cars and reports. I thought I was just an obligation. The CEO crouched down to her level, rain dripping from his hair onto his expensive suit. You are not an obligation. You are the last person your mother loved. That makes you my responsibility in a way nothing else ever has. His voice broke. Maywish, you are family. Her eyes instantly filled with tears, not the frightened kind from last night, but the kind that come from discovering a truth you never dared hope for. She stepped back slightly, overwhelmed, looking at me as if silently asking whether she could trust this moment. I nodded gently. He came for you. That means something. She took a shaky breath. Then another. And finally stepped into his arms. He held her as if scared she'd disappear, nor tugged my sleeve. Daddy. I think she's safe now. I smiled softly. Yeah. I think so too. The CEO stood and extended his hand toward me. I heard from the hostel manager, 2 men attacked her. You saved her. I don't know how to thank you. You don't need to, I replied. Any father would have done the same. He shook his head firmly. No. Not any father. Many people would have looked away. You didn't. Then something unexpected happened. He turned to Maywish. Do you want to stay in touch with him? With both of them? Her face lit up. Can I? Please? I laughed gently. Of course you can, kiddo. From that day on, Noor gained a friend, Maywish gained a family, and I gained a new purpose, one I didn't know I'd been missing. The CEO became part of our lives in quiet, meaningful ways: school events, dinners, little moments that stitched broken hearts back together, and sometimes, when life felt overwhelming, I remembered that rainy night. How one choice, one act of courage, connected strangers who were always meant to cross paths, because fate wasn't about what happened to us, it was about who we became because of those moments, and we all became stronger. Braver. Closer. In the end, the message was simple: sometimes you save someone else, but sometimes, without even realizing it, they save you right back.